Welcome Monday. Morning. You know those shows, those old radio shows where they had like the tiny xylophone and the kazoos and all the little sound effects that they would do for themselves? They're like, it looks like we're gonna have rain today. Zoop! And they'd like and then they'd mix all the different types of sounds that feels.
And they'd like crinkle paper for the sound of wind. And
I don't know what they did, but anyway, it's not like I remember listening to those shows. But I feel like when we do that introductory to our show, we should have something like, today we're gonna have kind of anyway.
As we did the Monday morning thing, it reminded her of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, being as Friday was the first day of autumn. Friday was, but to her,
Thursday was.
She's the only person on the entire planet, but to her, autumn was the first day.
The 21st of every quarter. Anyway, we're not going to start this again.
To her,
it's pumpkin! Pumpkin!
Pudding. You're not showing the top. It just shows.
I can't. Otherwise, I'll dump some on the computer.
Check it out.
Yeah, so it's pumpkin.
Pudding. I made it.
Because it's autumn now. Fall, autumn.
So, you see what happened was, because, it's harvest. And it might not be the big harvest season for everywhere in the world, that autumn time, but it is for Idaho. And it is for a lot of places. And so, we have this pumpkin pudding, and it's truthfully, honestly, it's not pumpkin. It's squash. But guess what pumpkin is? It's a squash.
Yeah. If you didn't know that, it's time for you to learn that now.
Yes. And so amongst other things that are harvested in the fall or autumn is like apples and corn and pretty much anything. Everything is harvested in the fall in Idaho.
Except anything we're able to grow here.
Yeah, except for hay and like tomatoes. And I mean, tomatoes you can harvest as soon as they grow. And like there are things that you harvest throughout the summer. But squash especially and those types of things that you harvest them during the fall and during the autumn. And so that means that that we have lots of pumpkin stuff. Like pumpkin hot chocolate. People have pumpkin lattes, which I'm going to do a fake pumpkin latte here in a little bit. So I thought that it would be cool to have like a pumpkin day every week, like one day a week. I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Or even every day for 2 weeks, because there's lots and lots of pumpkin recipes.
Yes, and tomorrow's the farmer's market. Wait, no, I mean
we should make
Saturday
pumpkin bread. That stuff is yummy.
Saturdays here are, I don't know where they are everywhere, but here Saturdays, so 2 days ago, was the farmer's market, and so plenty of squash.
It's not just 2 days ago, it's for the entire summer. And
into the fall a little bit, like not.
It's till October 31st.
Yeah,
the last
so
day.
Like fall. And so, another thing that we're going to be celebrating today is National Tune-Up Day. What that says to you, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Write it in the comments, please. The first thing that popped into my head because I need to change my oil on my car was my car. Tune up on your car.
Mine was musical instruments because I used to work in a music store for 6 years.
Which I should think about that because I tune my guitar almost every
Eat some
day.
of your pudding.
At least a little bit. Okay, you're right. By the way, I made this pudding in case I hadn't told you. Oh, wait, I did.
Hey. She thinks that I was watching when she was dumping the ginger into the pudding. I don't know where she's getting this idea because I wasn't. And then when she was like...
staring... Okay, here's the thing. She was standing in front of me, staring at the blender. And she was standing a little bit in front of me so I couldn't see. And it was just like, I just had my arms stretched out.
Even if I was looking at the blender, it doesn't mean I'm watching what she's doing.
But I didn't know that. Her eyes were looking at the blender.
Staring off into oblivion.
So she wasn't in her right mind. Oh wait, that's pretty typical of her. Anyway, and so so I had my arm stretched across her, tipping stuff into the blender, the ginger powder, because I was too lazy to use a fresh ginger. And she was like staring straight at the blender. So I figured she would tell me when I reached a good amount of ginger to be in there. And I know that she's not a cook and she doesn't know how much spices to put in there, but she could have told me. So
I know it's like a tea, like a sprinkle. I know that.
So I go to get the cinnamon and the nutmeg to also add it to this pumpkin pudding, and I go over to the basket and I'm looking through it to find the pumpkin to the nutmeg and and cinnamon spices, and I go back to the blender and there's like a mound of white ginger powder, and I'm just like.
It actually
Maybe
tastes
you
good.
didn't tell me, yeah, and so I didn't
fine.
think I was just like this is gonna taste super strong, super heavy on the ginger, and then we tasted it just now, and like the ginger is you can detect a little bit of spiciness from the ginger because that's what you get from ginger anyway, and but it's not bad. Like the ginger is not so overpowering that you can't taste anything but ginger.
Something else you can do. Butternut squash you can make into pudding and into smoothies, and that one is very versatile. It's very delicious, and it makes things richer
Or versatile.
and creamier. She just needs to correct me on everything.
No, I'm not correcting her because I say versatile actually, but
I say versatile,
and lots of people do. I was just basically, even if I completely agreed with her that was how it would say, I would say the other way.
She would just to correct me.
No, that's not right. For people that say it a different way than you, except for there are a few words that I would
to include everyone. You're all our friends.
Yes, I would not correct her on envelope because that's the only way to say it. Syrup, that's the only way to say it. Caramel is the only way to say it.
And we could make some pumpkin caramel stuff. If you say
probably
caramel, we're not your friend. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We don't say it like that. We don't say blah, syrup. Blah.
Nope.
But we watch Alf, and he says it like that, and we still love him even though he says it wrong.
Even though he says it wrong. Our way is right. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. And envelope, and like advertisement. It's advertisement.
What? Do people honestly say it like that?
Anne of Green Gables.
Oh.
She's all like, baking powder advertisement. And I'm all like, what's an advertisement?
And when people say industry, that doesn't bother me because it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's not industry. It's not an I. But it doesn't bother me. But I still say industry. Industry. And when people emphasize industry because we say
industry.
Yeah, industrial. We say industrial, but we say industry. That doesn't really make sense.
It doesn't, but we say it that way anyway.
For some reason, we got way off topic. I don't even know how we ended up.
So I was basically just saying that I'll say words in multiple ways
to include everyone.
To include everybody in their ways of saying it, except for those words that we've already said. We're not going to repeat them.
You know what would make this better? Whipped cream on top.
It's true. It would taste.
It has butter in it, but it needs the cream, the fluffy cream on top.
The whiteness.
And we don't eat Cool Whip. That's for
other
losers.
things that you could.
Just kidding. If you eat Cool Whip, you're not a loser, but it's better if you make your own because it's more delicious and it's not
full of hydrogenated oils.
I'm sorry. Okay, so make your own. It's easy.
It is. It's super easy, and it tastes so good with just a hint of vanilla. I'm pretty sure Cool Whip doesn't have vanilla in it, and it's like real vanilla bean vanilla.
And a tiny bit of sugar goes a long way in
Perfect.
whipping cream because it's so high.
I've made it with honey, too, and it tastes pretty good like that. So, another thing that is today, or within the realm of this past week, is World Tourism, whatever.
Tourism.
However you say it.
Touristy.
Tourist. I've never been a tourist.
She just belongs everywhere she goes.
I do. If you have that kind of mentality and you treat everybody like that and you clean up after yourself in every place that you go like that, you're not a tourist. If you didn't just go there to trash somebody else's place. But
tourists don't necessarily, that's not necessarily what tourists.
Well, that's true. But they're not invested in the place that they go to. I'm invested everywhere I go. Like, I invest my whole self everywhere I go. So I don't consider myself a tourist.
She's a native.
Everywhere I go. It's a true story. Can't you tell? I mean, like, I went to Malaysia and they all accepted me as one of their own. Anyway.
She even went to Kenya and apparently she's native there too. She's
the
only white person.
I'm a Luya. I'm a Maasai. I'm a member of the Maasai. Just every tribe over there that I went and talked to, they were just like, "Oh, you're one of us," and I'm like, "I know." I am. It's a true story. The Kenyan Olympians, they're just like, well, you're not one of us, but you can be one of us as a dancer because
You can't run like them.
No, that's what I'm saying. They were just like, no, you're not one of us as a runner, but you can move. You got moves like the African dancing. You've got those kinds of moves, and so I was accepted as an African, Olympian for the dancing portion of that run that we did, not for the running part, because it's like they were done, and like a half hour later, I run it.
You're like, I made it. I survived.
They
the
did
mile.
We did a 5K and they did 3 miles.
Okay, I'm just
So we
kidding.
did 3 miles, and I swear they probably ran like 3 1-minute miles. They're just like, oh, it took us 3 minutes, and I'm all like, half hour.
Tell us what your favorite pumpkin foods are. I
And
like
tell us
pumpkin
what-
bread.
Tell us what you think of when you think of a tune-up. I'm trying to think of other things that you.
Oh
think
yeah, tune up. The second thing that I thought of was snowboarding or skiing. If you're into that,
like sports stuff, tuning up your
you're a
sports equipment.
foreigner to me. If you're no, I'm just kidding. I'm a snowboarder. I'm a cross country skier too, just from being born into the family of my mom. So
We love cross-country skiing.
So I thought of those two things very first. She thought of her car very first. Music
That's because my car needs a
and
tune-up.
skiing and snowboarding tune up.
Oh, and I need to clean my air filter too, so my car needs a tune-up. I tune my guitar like every day, so it doesn't need a tune-up.
No, tune up means it needs to go to the shop for them to do some adjusting.
I know, and my guitar doesn't need that. My car
It's
needs
not
it.
tuning your guitar, it's tuning it up so that
Okay,
it
I
sounds
understand.
better.
I understand
It's
the
working better.
I understand. My guitar doesn't need that. My instruments, my mom's piano, and my guitar, and the pianos that I use, and all the stuff, the musical instruments I use, they don't need a tune-up. My car badly needs a tune-up. It needs an air filter cleaning, which I do everything myself. So this is what I think about.
etc., etc. Thank you for watching.
Put everything,
Like,
comment all of your
tell
stuff
us
in
your
the
tune-up.
comments. Yeah, tune-up stuff. And
Pumpkin
what's the
stuff,
first thing that
squash
pops into
stuff,
your head?
harvest stuff,
Pictures of everything.
pictures. We
We
love
love
to
to
hear from
see
you. It's so
And see
fun.
from you. See and hear from you. Comment, like, subscribe, share, and may adventures in this lovely fall season be in your car.